Be right back.
Alright, that's fine.
Alright, folks. So my name is Rob Blankspace. You are watching episode 3. This campaign has been going on longer than I've been here. However, I have just joined in to this group of people to play D&D with. I am definitely what you'd call a novice, brand new newbie player. I will be playing blind over here. I will not be paying attention to chat. I don't want it to distract me. I really do want to let the immersion overtake me and have a good time thinking about what's being told to me, what I can and can't do, things like that. So, unless there's something urgent, my mods know how to get a hold of me if it's something urgent. They'll be able to take care of you and talk to you. So I was a new character that was introduced by our DM. He basically told the group that I was a local guard. I knew information about some sort of bad dude to the south and some chick with information to the east. My character is, I don't want to say three-dimensional. He's pretty two-dimensional to me. But he's a paladin. He's a dragon bro. And he just wanted to go along to try and you know, his job as a guard was no longer good enough. So he just joined this group. He's got 2 druids, a small little halfling, and a bowman dude that he knows really well out of this group. And we have trekked through the land. We had a little encounter with some crazy wolves, and now we are here talking to, I believe this lady's name was Teak. I'd have to look at my notes. Yeah, she was a druid. She came in here to be by herself, not really threatening too much. And tonight we're going to play out and see where we go from here. She knows supposedly the person, the informant that we're going to see, and hopefully we'll get some more information. I apologize for those of you who may know Roll20 that well. I am brand new at Roll20, so I don't have a lot of macros set up. I don't have like a lot of the things that you would normally expect, but I'm doing the best I can. So I hope that the content and the fun that we're having makes up for any sort of lack of, you know, mechanical things. My name is Rob Blankspace. My character's name is Torin. I've got a great DM and some good people that I'm playing with. If you do have any questions, please ask my moderators. They'll be able to help you out. You can ask people like Caffey and some of these other dinglings too that might be trolly, but they're good people. And yeah, we're about 4 or 5 minutes in, so hopefully we have everybody. And I hope you enjoy. Thanks. And I'm back.
Welcome back, homie. What the hell is Devin?
He said to spam call him, didn't he?
I already called him. He said he was going to be down in a sec, but... Let's see, what time is it? 7:04. He's late.
So I gave my brief intro, and I'm good to go. So let's do it whenever.
Yeah, once Devin gets here, he should be here in a second. If not, I'm giving him another call.
Ban that shit.
And then I'm also going to make a quick announcement before we get started.
Hey, Kataran? I can never say. Kataran?
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 Katarian.
Whatever. Can you talk? Can you talk so I can adjust your mic?
Negative, sir.
Perfect. Never mind. Grim?
Yep.
Yo.
Kondar?
Yo.
Yeah, everybody's good. It's one of those things where you have to do like sound checks because you won't pay attention and you'll listen to the stream and everybody else sounds like normal, and then there's that one person who's like, hi! So
Yeah.
everybody's good, so.
This motherfucker.
Just call him. Continuously.
He's I'm not gonna say it because you're streaming, so.
How does my mic sound?
Perfect.
Oh my god, it's the champ.
Girlfriend's mic is fine.
Nug live?
Oh my god.
Seriously though, I'm eating nuggets.
She really is.
It's legit.
Hi there, Mrs. Girlfriend person.
Why do I always get promoted?
Alright, dude, are you gonna have your art person actually, like, draw you?
Yeah, at some point.
Alright.
He's like a real
Because
art person, so he's always busy. And like we have it here. I'll write it over here. And my typing is super loud. I gotta turn that down, sorry.
I see. Well, yeah. If you want me to, I'll find a token for you. Otherwise, we'll probably have to get, like, different tokens.
What, I need a new token?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you're silver scaled, aren't you?
Uh-huh. Ah, balls.
Tarn, remind me the class you are.
Me?
Yeah.
Dragon. Born. Paladin.
Paladin, that's right. Okay, cool.
Dude,
Because, I mean,
I know who can do this. I know who can do this right now.
Chris Graham Cracker. They're not.
whoa, that's loud.
Yeah.
No, are you gonna play it?
Oh.
The TV's gone black.
Do they have any of like how big the art has to be to update your token crap?
No.
I wouldn't even know how to fix that. Do I just give it to you?
Yeah, you just send it to me and I'll do it.
Okay. Dude, I rolled charisma. Totally swept Tika off her feet. Just saying. Just so you know. Totally remember that roll. Charisma like a boss.
Mm-hmm. Teak is a pretty badass, though. No joke. What are her stats again? Where are you, Teak?
Knowing you, everything else seems to be like on steroids in here, so. Wolves,
She's pretty
steroids.
crazily strong. And that's because, dude, if I threw wolves at you guys at their normal CR, they'd be shit.
What is CR?
Challenge
Challenge
rating.
rating. Dire wolves at their normal CR, a few of them together are still reasonably dangerous.
Yeah, but not against you guys.
Yeah, then you just didn't put enough.
I'd have to put like 8 of them.
I'm not seeing the problem.
Against like 4 of you guys. I don't know, like I'm more of the who's echoing really badly.
There,
Jeez.
it was Kondar.
Get headphones, Chris.
Stop being bad.
Bro, just get headphones. That's all that you need. And you just put one ear in while your girl can have the other ear.
I don't
so then she
understand.
can yell at you.
It is 2016, right? Like, did you break your AOL?
Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. He wasn't saying anything.
No, I broke my Netscape. Fuck you guys.
I thought he said.
Dude, come look at my GeoCity site, man. It's baller.
Hang on, I'm getting my damn headphones. It's making me work and shit.
Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
You want to hear the wonderful things they say about me.
Dude, why is your dishwasher making so much noise?
Oh!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was epic, sir. That was epic.
You should probably get that fixed.
Oh my god.
I apologize. I'm just kidding. Please don't hurt me.
I am dying right now. I probably shouldn't be laughing this time considering she's here.
Why are you laughing? You're the one who washed all the dishes, bitch. Come on. Don't be
Oh!
It's okay. It's 2016. My bitches wash my dishes too.
I shouldn't be laughing this hard. I'm putting in the headphones now.
This guy is taking like 20 minutes.
Hey, can you rewind it?
Yeah.
You were supposed to call him earlier, Kyle. I don't know what day.
Is it Bombushka?
Yep.
He says he's
Bashumba.
pooping.
Yeah, he's pooping.
See, it's funny when I say it, because I say it to my girlfriend like all the time. But other people don't think it is funny. Apparently, like, you know, being sexist and gender roles and shit like that, everybody gets all wound up. But I'm old school, so I don't really care. Shit's still funny to me.
Racism and sexism is hilarious when done in the right company.
If you've never seen Black People versus N-Word by Chris Rock, please, as black, white, Chinese, I don't care, just watch it, and I dare you not to laugh. It's hysterical.
Ah, crap, I think I left my Red Bull in the kitchen. I'll be right back, y'all. I'm gonna get my drink.
Alright, you got time.
I know,
Apparently.
No,
Fucking
this is
ever.
13 minutes late. This is unacceptable, okay?
I do agree with you.
You know,
It's not like I haven't said this for the past like 4 hours.
guys, it's not hard to take a dump. I have a beer, sit here. I got a stream up. I got graphics I got to do. I get all this ready. The only thing I didn't do was do my girlfriend, which she's grumpy about. But I'll make do with. I'll take care of
See,
that
you
tomorrow.
failed, sir. You need to discuss your priorities.
Listen, I can't even get into that too much. But what I will say is, I fulfill those needs very
Apparently
well.
not.
It's just wasn't enough time tonight. Ran out of time. So
By the way,
You may hear me say many things I ran out of time to do. That will never be one.
okay, but you gotta understand. Sometimes they're objectives for you, and sometimes they're objectives for them. Objectives for me can be as short as 5 minutes and as long as an hour. Her objectives have a startup time and a warm up time, and then like a whole bunch of other things you have to put in the equation. So if we're being honest here, if you're gonna do the job right,
he has a point. He
You
has
kinda-
a very valid point.
So
No, I'm not saying not a valid point. I'm just saying.
so if it was-
there are other things, times you have to sacrifice.
listen, if it was for me, not a problem. It would have been completed, but you gotta make, you want to make sure that it's a good job. It's important.
You gotta perform.
And well, man. Whoosh. Oh, hey, Pooper's here.
Yeah.
The Mad Bomber.
Unmute yourself, Devin. Unless you're still shitting.
And that's fine. Just don't make any loud noises while we're here.
Which, if you still are, dude, you're going on half an hour.
Just want to let you know, if I had $1 for every time I talked to the VA while in the bathroom, I'd be able to go on vacation again. I'm like, man, I hope they don't pick up right now. I'm taking a leak.
I've never actually called the VA, but some of my homies who used to go there frequently, from what they said, yeah, you got plenty of time to do whatever the hell you need to do before they're actually going to get around to do anything.
Did I not apply that to him? There you go, Devin. You should be able to unmute now. Devin, click unmute down at the bottom.
I was thinking about saying that, but I just wanted to go.
No, you're not.
Alright, I'm back.
No.
You have to unmute yourself in Discord.
We should have had a Discord 101 before today's session, Kyle.
All I needed
Refresh
was,
it.
All I needed was how to turn my shit on, but I'm good now.
Bombushka, just refresh Discord. If it's still there,
I know it is, because
Switch.
we see it.
switch your
That's
settings.
why I'm saying that you're muted.
No, just switch your.
That's what I
His
was doing.
settings is probably on push to talk.
That's what
or
I was
something.
doing.
Ready?
Was it about Red Bull? Said Red Bull.
Ta-da!
Dax, what?
I don't know why
Is
it
that a
said
monster or
to mute
something?
you. Devin, talk.
So there we go.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I don't know what you did, but no, like I know how to. First of all, I know how to work freaking Discord. Second of all, when I clicked the mute button at the bottom, it unmuted it, but the mute icon was still next to my face. That's what I was trying to say.
I know, it was still there on ours. That's why I thought you were muted.
I know that. That's just what I was trying to say. I'm like, I am unmuted, but it didn't.
You just had to
unmute me.
refresh, right?
No, I don't know. Kyle did something.
No, I unmuted him myself.
All right.
I don't know. You're the only one that the roll, when I applied it to you, it didn't stick. So, should be fine now.
Let's do it.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so as an announcement, once we get started, like, actually in-game, let's make an effort. Every now and then, sometimes there will be, you know, pop-outs and stuff like that into, like, the real world and whatnot. But let's try and keep everything in-game.
I feel it.
So, some people came to me and they were like, hey, you know, kind of breaks me out of the whole role thing when people pop out of it and we stay out of it for a little while. So, let's make it an effort to stay in the game and, yeah, let's have some good sessions.
Oh,
Sounds good to me.
Kyle made a scenario.
Yeah. Dude, I told you that ages ago.
Oh, I must have missed it.
Yeah, probably. Why is this so huge?
That's what she said.
Alright, so. Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing?
Wonderful.
Doing great.
I'm doing
Alright,
alright.
Good.
Ready to play some D&D?
alright. That's what I like to hear.
Just real quick before we get moving, we weren't on this map last time, right?
No.
Alright, I didn't think so.
No, I made this when I was on my lunch break at work. So,
Hey, would you mind linking your stream?
It's already in Discord, but yeah, he can do it again, I'm sure.
Oh, it is. Okay, thank you.
alright. So, everybody good to go? We good?
Yep.
Alright. So, hope everything is going well with everybody, and yeah, we're back for another night of D&D. Yay! As you guys know, the last time that we got together, you guys met Teak in her, well, you guys invaded her little humble abode, and she found you guys messing around in her wonderful, wonderful home. Where you guys met, you guys had some conversation, asked her some questions about Shastia, and also discovered some new things for yourselves. Hold up a couple things. After that, you guys had a good meal. After, you know, picking her brain a little bit, and everybody seems to be on good terms now. You guys have crashed out for the night, and where we will resume place is in the morning. If anybody has any questions or anything right now, then feel free to ask them right now.
No, I'm ready to go.
Same.
I'm ready to go too.
Alrighty. So you guys wake up in the morning, and you guys find that Teak is not in her bed. When you look around a little bit, rubbing the sleep from your eyes. The fire is lit. There is a pot on to boil, and everything seems peaceful and normal, though a little bit chilly when you get out of your sleeping area. The ice cave, of course, not exactly being the warmest of places, though the fire does help soothe some of that. So, going to remove Teak's token. So, what do you guys want to do first? You guys have just woken up and discovered that Teak is not there.
And that is the completion of a long rest, correct?
Yes.
I'm going to walk into the hall over here. Just take a look out and see if I see her out in the bigger area where we came in at.
Alright, looking out, you see the large kind of piece of wood that she put up before has been taken down and propped against the wall, though you don't see her.
Nobody. We didn't keep a watch, right, on this fire?
No.
Okay.
No, we all just passed out.
So I want to look at the fire. Does it look like it's been stocked recently, or is it just coals?
Yeah, the logs that are in the fire are burning pretty lively. It seems like somebody has just remade the fire, not too long ago. The logs are somewhat charred away, about halfway, and yeah, they're glowing brightly. The fire is nice and warm.
Well, I'm gonna yell over to. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say your name wrong a bunch of times. Kater. Can you just say your name for me? Katarian?
Ooh.
Yeah, Katarian.
Yeah, Katarian.
Okay. I'll be like, where'd she go? Do you see her?
No, it's not out here. No, she's probably out gathering foodstuffs.
All right. I'm probably just gonna grab a couple logs, and just in case anyone else is still kind of slow getting up, and chuck them in the fire. So 1 or 2, just to stoke it real quick, and stretch for a moment.
I'm gonna go ahead and send my snake out the same hallway that Katarian went down to see if he can see anything for me. I don't want him to go too far ahead, just to see if he can see maybe where Teak went, or basically anything else that we should be prepared for.
Okay. And so your snake, goes out into the hallway, and as soon as it does so, it takes maybe 2 or 3 minutes before it returns, and quickly behind it is Teak walking in with, she's got a big sled sort of thing behind her, and she's got a large deer on top of it. And she sees Katarian as she walks around the corner. She says, "Oh, good morning."
Hello. Hunting was good, I see.
Good morning.
She smiles and nods, and she says, "Yes. Would you mind moving out of the way so that then I can scooch in, please?" she enters the chamber with the sled of the deer and begins. She gets down on her knees and starts cutting away slabs of meat. She looks up and she looks at all of you guys around her and she says, "Who wants some breakfast?"
Torn,
I could eat.
Torn will say, "Yeah, for sure. Is there anything we can help you with?"
Without even saying anything, Jaden just gets up out of his bed and immediately goes to go sit at the table.
She kind of grins. It'll take a little while for me to prep everything, but feel free to carry on as you need to. If you wish to stretch or anything like that, feel free. It'll take me a little while to prep breakfast, and then we'll eat. And I believe that you guys were saying that you wanted to depart today, yes?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yep.
She nods and she goes, okay, and starts resumes kind of cutting away pieces of meat, chunking them and throwing them into the pot behind her. She's kind of humming to herself, and you can hear the sizzling of the meat. There is no liquid in the pot any longer. You just hear the sizzling and the crackling of the meat as it cooks on the hot surface, and she kind of reaches in with a spoon and starts pulling it away from the iron of the pot to stop it from sticking.
I'm going to go ahead and cast a couple of spells here.
Okay. What are you gonna cast?
Just casting Good Bear.
Oh, okay. Does anybody else want to do anything at this small interval?
I'm gonna sit down and eat.
Oh, there's no meal prepped yet.
Yeah. I'm
gonna sit down and wait to eat.
How do I ping again? Yay.
So
that
you
good?
go. You just hold down.
Up over there, that's just the corner of the room, right?
Yeah. So and your characters can recall that there's a pool of water over there.
Okay.
It's not magical in nature. It's just where a small outlet of water has settled, and it's kind of down a little bit of a slope in the corner of the room.
Okay. Torn's gonna come over here, and before food gets ready, he's gonna do a little, just a little praying to himself before the meal. Nothing out loud. Okay. Nothing that anybody can really distinguish what he's saying, but just by the pool.
Okay. So about, let's call it an hour passes by, and she's cooking away at the pot, and she's cracked open some eggs and has started cooking those on a smaller skillet that sits off to the side. And she starts putting eggs and some of the venison that she's cooked onto the plates that sit beside her, and she's started placing them onto the table and has taken a seat herself. Breakfast is ready. If any of you wish to eat. Ordella's gonna come down and take a seat as well.
And say something
Don't
sarcastic.
mind if I do.
Yes, Ordella's going to say something sarcastic, but I can't really play Ordell as well as Alex can, so in his absence, I'm going to stay silent. So she says, "Thank you for staying and being such pleasant company."
No, thanks for having us.
She smiles and starts eating. You can tell she's worked up quite an appetite hunting. You guys have some fairly large portions on your plates. I mean, numerous chunks of deer meat, and you've got about 3 eggs on the plate before you. You know, it's pretty healthy portion for a breakfast.
Volleyball's gonna lean down to his snake wrapped around his arm and give him just a little bit of the meat that's been cooked.
Okay. Your snake kind of questions it and then starts, swallowing it down whole.
Whoa!
What was that?
That is Evan. Brief pause, people.
Oh, while we're in the pause.
All right.
There we go.
Mute, Dawn, mute real quick so that I can unmute him and check.
Okay.
Going on with that, like, this new headset and everything, and it seems like in Discord it just starts doing this crazy thing where it just starts producing all this noise, and I'm not sure why.
I have no idea, but it sounded like somebody just straight blew your mic away with the wind tunnel.
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what that's about. It just started happening yesterday,
He's using the app.
and it seems like and like I said, it only happens on Discord, and whenever I close Discord and then reopen it, it just magically goes away.
That's weird. Alright. We're fixed. We're good to go. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
End cutting of YouTube video, I'm sure now.
Shh, it's okay.
Alright. So, you guys have started eating breakfast and kind of are carrying on. Teak has brought some warm ale and has started pouring it in mugs.
I'm eating my berries, by the way.
Oh, you're not partaking in the venison?
No.
Okay, how many berries are you gonna eat? Because that's your
Just
spell. One. Oh, just one. Okay. All right. So you guys have eaten your breakfast and taken quite a long, much-needed rest from your previous battles, and the now finished breakfast is done. And Teak stands up and walks over to a pack that's lying above her bed, and slings it over her shoulder and grabs an axe that's lying beside it. And she goes, "Well, are we going to leave now, or do you guys wish to wait a little bit longer?"
No, I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready to move.
Absolutely.
Roll out.
She says, "Well, very well then. Let us be off." And she leads you guys out of the passage and, down a couple of turns. The caves don't really branch off too much. It seems like it's a pretty well straight through of the ice formations through this cave. And before you know it, you guys are back outside, and the wind has kicked up, and so has the snow. The snow is coming down fairly heavily, and you can notice Teak kind of hesitate for a second. She goes, "Well, that's a little bit strange. It wasn't this bad before."
What do you mean by it wasn't this bad before?
The weather. So, heavy
Is it unusual for the temperature or the weather to change?
This drastically, yes. It was fairly clear this morning.
Do we think that this is the work of your friend or someone else?
Oh, my friend doesn't. Shastia doesn't change the weather. Shastia is very benevolent. I thought I told you that.
Pardon me, it takes a moment to begin to fully trust somebody.
Understandable.
Alright, are you able to walk through this? I imagine you know the area quite well.
She nods and she produces one of the axes from her pack, and she slowly starts leading you guys on. And the wind, though it's kicked up and it's fairly cold, seems to settle down soon after you guys leave the caves. You notice a fairly drastic change in the weather, in fact. Teak leads you on to a small path that leads between two large peaks of stone. And she says, "Shh. Be very quiet." She continues walking forward, though you can tell that she's making every effort she can to be quiet as possible.
I'm gonna whisper up, just like, why?
She whispers back. She goes, "This is this is ambush territory."
Well, I'm gonna attempt to sneak along as well.
Okay.
Can I roll
Stealth
stealth
roll,
check?
please.
Same.
Yes, I need stealth rolls from everybody.
Wonderful.
Oh shit.
All right. So I need to get used to your character's name. As Torin starts trudging through a little bit louder than the rest of the party, you hear a loud bellow echo throughout the valley, and a huge snowball comes lobbing over some stones
God damn it, Torrent. Shit. Shit.
and slams into Katarian. Katarian, make me an acrobatics check, please. You dodge it. So yeah, you're able to, as you see this huge snowball come lobbing over, you quickly dodge out of the way and kind of roll to safety. Don't take any damage. Global lighting should be on. Sure. Okay, good. So, as you guys come up and you're seeing, the two peaks in front of you, and you don't see where the danger has come from yet, or what has thrown the object at you, but you know what has just happened. And you see T kind of sink to the back of the party and start edging more towards...
Kyle, I think I'm seeing things that I'm not supposed to see.
What?
I see what's there.
Oh, you see the
Yeah.
Yetis.
Yeah, we all
That's
do.
fine. Theater
Okay.
of the mind.
Okay, alright. I'm just making sure. Sorry, go ahead.
So you don't see them yet.
Right. Well, our characters don't see them yet.
Yeah. So, I know why. So you notice that Teak has started kind of nudging to the side rather than continuing to walk down the path. She's kind of started edging towards this way. So give me initiative, please, gentlemen.
Party time.
It is indeed.
Let's fuck.
Did mine not go through?
You gotta click on your character.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
If your character didn't go through, then you need to reroll. Hold on. For some
There you
reason,
go.
it's adding everybody a second time. Reroll initiative, please.
Everybody?
Yes.
Huh,
It
exact same roll.
retained the previous rolls from the dire wolves.
Oh dear lord.
Alright, is everybody good? Looks like it. And I'm not going to be playing
Talira or Ordell.
correct. I will be playing, however, this is true down there.
Cheek.
So as things continue on, T she instead makes a run for one of the ledges and to get behind some stones to kind of try to get a better vantage point. See her take off and run down towards the south. Sure. So she runs back and she posts up behind these boulders. And that's all that she's going to do. Volleyball. What would you like to do?
Well, so we rolled, but we don't technically see them right now, right?
Correct.
I'm gonna go ahead and send my snake ahead to scout. We know that the whatever got thrown came from somewhere, so I'm gonna see if he can't help me locate it. I'd like him to stay as much within sight as possible.
Okay, so you want it to just fly upwards rather than really anywhere else.
Correct, and I want him to use height to see if he can see anything.
Okay, so your snake rises up and it, as it does so, it kind of stops, and it doesn't stop too far from you. It looks like it's about 30 feet up before it lowers back down, and through your connection with your familiar, it's able to tell you there's 3 Yetis posted up behind the boulders that are obscuring them.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pass along my turn to the next person waiting. Still can't see them very clearly, still out of range, so I'm gonna sit back a second to see what we can see.
Okay. Alright. Suddenly you hear a loud roar, and you see a form suddenly, as if it were to take flight, that it jumps so high. And you see a large splash of snow, or a large, as something hits the ground, a large impact of snow kind of flying up from the ground.
I think that's safe to classify that as a splash of snow.
Yeah. Just trying to make sure. It's going to land down at the base of the mountains, or the cliff that it was on. And it's going to look out and it's going to see each of you in the distance. Another one though, so this one not being as loud, kind of just jumps off and lands behind its ally and glares in your direction, its eyes connecting with yours. Katarian.
I'm gonna move up to here.
Okay.
And these guys are large, correct?
Yes.
Already Sacred Flame if one comes into range. That'll be it for me.
Okay, what's the range on that? 60,
60.
right? Sure you're not in range?
No, I am in range.
Yeah. Are you going to
But I don't
Sacred
want to
Flame
target
now?
them. I want to see if there's any more. That's what I'm reading for.
Gotcha. Okay. Alright. Torin.
I want to. I'm going to actually move all the way up here to the base of this tree.
Okay.
Behind it, behind cover as best as possible. And
Alright.
yeah, it's going to be it for me.
Alright. So, Jaden, you're up. Gavin, if you're trying to talk, you're not being heard.
Oh no, I'm not. I am trying
Measure.
trying to do some measurements.
Alright.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for Johnny's help on this one, and I guess you too, Kyle. So I'm thinking about my plan is to cast Spike Growth this turn. So if I were to cast it starting from there, because it can only be a 20-foot radius, from there to there, he can.
You cut out.
So, what? How big is this guy as far as width is concerned? Are we going with exactly how big he is?
Yes.
Okay.
They are large creatures.
So he's what are we going to call that? 10 feet or 12 feet?
10.
Okay. So he's 10 feet wide. So that would be 10 feet. So we're going to start it here. Because if from there to there is 8 feet, that he would definitely step on it if I were to start it there. And then
Okay, draw. You're gonna be drawing where your shape is, so.
okay, so this will the radius of it is 20 feet. So
Right. Each unit is 2 feet.
Right. Okay. I am going to I'm gonna put the spike growth right here. That will be the point of origin, the spot that I'm pointing to. And I need you to draw me a square that covers a 20-foot radius from that point that I'm pointing to.
Okay. So that should be. Wait, is this a rectangle or is it a square? For your spike growth. Let me. Hold on. Because when you're saying radius.
It's generally going to be a circle, but the exact
That's what I thought.
what you use doesn't matter that much. If you have a circle, that's what it should be. But
All right, Devin, put your point of interest back down again, please. You're gonna go out to 20 feet. I need you to hold it. Devin, go out to 20 feet. All right, so here. Where's it go? Oh wait, that's snapping to grid. So I don't want it. I think I'm gonna make templates
Oops.
for this.
I'm sorry, Kyle. I keep forgetting I gotta push the talk. All right. So there's 20 feet there. You want to mark that square?
So there's. I believe I have to.
And then that's 20 feet there. Well, actually, that's 20
Hold on.
feet as well.
Shape. Sometimes I'm not a fan of the way that they did this. Devin, I need the marker.
It's I'm sorry, right here is my point of origin, the spot that I'm pointing to.
Right. Can you measure this circle for me?
Okay. So, what I'm pointing to right there is 20 feet.
Measure my circle.
I'll measure your circle. I don't see a circle from me. Hold on, let me zoom out. Oh, there we go. I see. Yours is 12 feet, roughly. It's actually, excuse me, it's more like 16 feet in every direction. Needs to be a little bit bigger.
Hold on just a moment. I'm going to see if there's a way that I can just make something. So we're gonna go So this is going to be the spike. Then we're going to make an aura of 20 feet.
Oh, cool.
Save changes. Can you guys see the aura on this?
No.
no.
See one square.
Yeah. should see it now.
There we go. That's dope. All right. And
All right,
now,
where are you gonna place it?
I need to move it down so that it's not on. Move it down to the left a little bit.
So if I remember right, you were like right there.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So your spike growth is down.
And that's it. Well, actually, I'm gonna move up a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna move 20 feet. So. All right, I'm done.
Have you moved?
Yep, I'm done.
All right. So, ducking kind of down behind the stones, Teak is going to cast a spell. She's going to cast a spell of flaming arrows. Just tell me that transferred over. Of course not. So what this does is this creates a quiver of 12 arrows, and they have flames enchanted on them, and she's going to toss them up over the stones, and they're going to be laying on the ground.
Cough, cough, voluble. Cough, cough.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and hint.
Okay, so quick question to Johnny because he probably might know better than Kyle. So for spike growth, he takes damage for every 5 feet that he moves, as you know. Do I have to roll the damage for every 5 feet he makes, or do I just roll it once and then he
It
takes
doesn't
that
matter.
damage?
That's up to how Kyle wants to run it.
Okay.
If you want to roll the damage, that's fine with me.
Well, I mean, it's like I said, he takes damage every
I know.
for every 5 feet he moves. So I mean,
I know what spike growth does.
okay. So I mean, you're the DM, so ultimately it's up to you. You want me to just roll the damage once, or do you want me to roll it for every tick?
No, for every tick, that's what the spell is designed to do. The spell is designed to do damage every, 5
Right,
feet.
but what he's asking, Kyle, do you just want him to roll it once and apply it for every 5 feet they move, or do you want him to re-roll the damage every time they move?
Oh no, just once the movement is done and we measure out how far the mob has moved.
Well, we'll just do We'll just do whatever the damage roll was the time that we rolled it. Okay.
So you're just gonna do like instead of how much? Let me see.
It's 2d4 for every 5 feet.
Yeah. So what you'll do is you'll multiply 2d4 times however many it's ticked.
All right, easy peasy.
4d4, 6d4, etc. All right, volleyball.
How tall did we say these things were?
How tall?
Yes.
Very tall. These things, you can measure this, and that is pretty accurate.
Okay, so I can see them above
You cut out. What?
these trees. I can see them above these trees here.
Well, they're not above, neither are you. You're going to be able to see them past the trees, yes.
Well, and that's what I meant, yeah. I have line of sight past the trees.
Correct.
Okay, and the arrow is landed over here?
Yes, there is a quiver laying on the ground that should be visible to you.
Okay, let me double check my movement. Give me a second. Speed is movement, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move there. That's my distance, and pass on my turn. Wait, no, hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and mark the Yeti that's on.
Okay. So, yeah, you wave your hand, and the Yeti has now been marked with your hunter's mark.
Oh, that's my turn.
You still have an action.
Oh yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay, yeah.
I thought his action was picking up the quiver. Oh no, he hasn't reached it yet. Never mind.
All right, I am gonna go ahead and take a shot at the one that's marked in, since I can see him. I'll pick up the arrows next turn.
Okay. I mean, you could, before we add that in, you could do a boosted movement, which is 1.5 times your movement. So instead of moving, what is your speed? 30?
30.
So instead of that, you could move, what is it, 45?
And that costs an action.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me just go ahead and take the shot for now, and I will pick
Okay.
him up next turn and take a shot with those arrows next turn.
Sure.
Want me to reroll?
No. Oh, it lets you move. A boosted movement does double move, not 1.5. Sorry.
So 60. Okay, good to know.
All right. See your damage.
Also,
Yeah,
can I maintain a concentration spell while I'm wild shape, or if I wild shape, it goes away?
You can maintain it while you're wild shape. Just be aware that when you get hit, you have the possibility to lose it.
Right, of course.
So the low wild shape AC comes into play, but
Right. All right. Just wondering. I mean, in case I do get jumped on, I am gonna have to wild shape. So we'll see.
All right. So your arrow does pierce into the beast. And you do 11 damage. Actually, you do 14 damage since the monster is marked. And the arrow sinks into its flesh, though it kind of turns and snaps off the arrow like a twig and forges on like the arrow hadn't even pierced it.
As I call out to my group, guys, these things are gonna be hard to kill.
I don't know why I closed this. So upon the prickliness of the ground underneath the Yeti's feet, it's going to kind of run towards the wall of the cliff and start climbing up it.
He needs to make a wisdom throw in order to be able to tell if the ground is hazardous.
Are you sure about that?
That's what it says. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels. The transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom check against your spell save DC.
If they can't see the area that it's cast.
Okay, never mind. Then.
You put it right in front of it. So it's going to run off of the terrain and it's going to start climbing up the cliff. It's 40 feet. It's going to climb up on top of the cliff and it's going to kind of look around, not sure what to do from there. And that turn.
And how high is the cliff?
It's about 20 feet. this Yeti. It's going to forge on, and it's going to run down, and it's going to climb on top of the on top of this ridge. That it's kind of like this. It's a flat portion of rock that is pulled up out of the ground. And it stands maybe 5 feet up in the air, and it's not very tall or anything like that. It's just kind of gives it a better vantage point. Katarin, you're up.
I'll move up to here and attempt to thorn whip him down.
Okay. And you're going
That's
to pull
probably
it.
not far enough to pull him down. It's just going to move him closer to the edge. 10 feet is probably not going to take him all the way off.
Yeah, it's pretty close though. So yeah, you lash out with your whip and you start pulling on the whip, and it drags the Yeti back even though it resists, and it kind of teeters on the edge for a second before your whip pulls back. Takes 1 damage. Torin, you're up.
Sorry, just doing some measurements.
No problem.
I'm gonna yell before I do anything. Ask Katarian if he's all set for now. I'm gonna point, over towards Teak before I move and tell him I'm headed that way.
Should be good.
So I'm going to move here.
On the other side of the
Well, I want to be
rocks that Teak is next to.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
I want to just so I'm able to see just around the side of it. You know what I mean? Because the way that she's positioned, it looks like I'm able to. If we were both standing in front of this rock, we'd both be able to see each other, but still able to take cover to the sides here. So, and one more. Nope. Okay. Yep. That's gonna be it for me for now.
All right. You hear a soft kind of grumble echo throughout the valley that you guys are in, and see another larger Yeti lumber out from behind the rocks that the others had jumped out from. And it roars out a challenge to each of you as it arrives on the ledge. Jaden, you're up.
I'd say I'm not scared, but this thing left off a 15 damage arrow.
Shit. He's outside of my thorn whip range. feet. Hmm. Tell you what. I'm just gonna fairy fire this guy in front of us.
Which one are you gonna fairy fire? Alright. Yeah, you, let's see. That's. Roll save. It's a deck save for a fairy fire?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he gets lit up regardless, but the deck save would just make any other creatures within 10 feet of him get lit up as well.
Yeah, it fails the save.
Yeah.
So.
But it doesn't matter because none of his homeboys are nearby him anyway, so.
Alright, so his outline starts glowing. What color do you make the outline?
Green.
Alright, so yeah, you see this bright green outline kind of trace over its features. All the way down to each hair on its body kind of starts shimmering slightly. Is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's all you can do.
Alright. Teak is going to...
Are you proud of me, Johnny? I'm casting spells.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was trying to help you pull him off the cliff, but, you know, dwarf ladies can only get me so far.
So Teak is going to kind of utter something under her breath, and she's gonna pull out a small glass or a small shard of ice, and suddenly the shard of ice shoots out towards the Yeti that she's able to see.
Did you see what Katarian said, Kyle?
Oh, is it? No, spike growth should still be in effect, shouldn't it?
Well,
No,
yeah,
because he cast a second concentration spell, which negates the first.
Oh, right.
Wait, fairy fire is concentration? It sure
Yep,
is.
fairy fire is concentration.
I didn't realize.
Let's turn that off. So the aura should be gone for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. So Teak is going to shoot out this little shard of ice that speeds forward from her hands into one of the Yetis.
I was gonna say, Kyle, you might want to keep that thing on hand because it's pretty useful.
What are you talking about? Oh,
The
yeah.
little bush thing for the yeah.
Alright. Whew, just barely.
She does have a. What is she hitting the one that I fairy fired?
What?
Is Teak hitting the one that I fairy fired? Because if so, she has advantage.
Okay. Either way, she would have hit it. He does need to do a dex saving throw. He fails the saving throw. She does 1 piercing damage. And what does 7, so the Yeti takes 8 total damage. Upon this this small shard of ice basically splitting into this Yeti, it explodes on impact, and the shards of ice just further embed into the Yeti's white pelt, slowly turning it red with blood. Alright. Fallable.
Second.
You're up.
Yeah, 1 second.
Alright.
All right, I'm gonna roll over and grab these here arrows.
Okay.
You said that was how many?
12.
All right. Feet. Excellent. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot at the Yeti with the special arrow. Is there a special roll on you?
They are special. So, it is also a concentration spell, just an FYI. And the target takes an extra 1d6 of fire damage
Upon hit or standard?
upon hit.
Damn, concentration spell's gonna drop my mark though, isn't it?
No, it's
It's
not.
not your concentration, it's hers.
Oh, hers. Okay, cool. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that shot. That was a 1d6. You said if I hit.
Correct. You definitely hit. Roll your 1d6, please.
Hey. Another 15 damage.
So yeah, your the flaming arrow streaks towards the Yeti, and as it sinks into its flesh, you notice its eyes go wide, and it kind of tries to pull out the arrow and brush it away.
So obviously these things don't like fire.
Yeah, the flames kind of charring the fur and kind of matting it against the Yeti's skin. This Yeti has now suddenly become very angry with suddenly being shot by an arrow of fire. And it's going to drop down in front of Katarian. And it's going to stare at Jaden.
Sorry, guys.
Fucking stare at me. Bullshit.
Jane ain't no one's bitch.
Oh,
You
You
know
don't
I
even know. You don't even know. As it stares at you, you notice your muscles starting to freeze up and lock.
It's staring at me.
Yes.
Oh dear. So I gotta make a DC 13 Constitution save.
Yep.
Let's see here. That's and Constitution.
Hey, you saved again. So, as
I
your
mean, my
muscles,
Constitution is high as fuck. So
as your muscles lock, you're able to shrug it off, and you notice the stiffness in your joints, though, but you're able to ward it off successfully.
hey,
Well done.
This other Yeti is going to jump off of its perch, take a run right there, and it's also going to peer out at Volleyball.
Don't do that.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Fine.
It's supposed to be 13 DC. I don't know why it's down at 11 in my macro, but change that.
Well, shit.
No, you success.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's 13 or above if you tie it, right, Johnny?
Yeah, the ties go to the roller.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So yeah, your muscles similarly, like you feel them start to lock up. You're able to shrug it off and continue on with your fighting. Katarian, go ahead.
Fuck your face.
I'm gonna bear.
Okay.
While you swap now, just go ahead and do my attacks here.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Alright, go.
So I reach out and gnaw on his leg, but as I try to swipe him across his noggin, he steps back.
You're correct.
Or more likely, I stumble.
Alright, and you do 10 piercing damage. Yeah, so as you tear into the Yeti's leg, it crumbles down to your level, and then it stands back up, quite wounded and quite wary already. Torn.
All right. Well, each one of these blocks is 2 feet, right?
Correct.
4 feet 6. Okay. Well, I want to make sure I get this right. Would like to move in front of this big old Yeti right here. Right
Okay.
here. And then, and I want to make sure. I still have an action, right?
Yes. So moving, unless you want to boost your movement, does not.
Okay. Then, I'm
Wait,
gonna.
wait, time out real quick. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention when Johnny hit this one. Johnny, did you try to attack it again? Because you have advantage on it. Remember, it's very fired.
We're not going to go back another turn like that.
Okay. Well, just so, I mean, everybody, it could be a little bit more helpful for everybody else. Is there some way you can mark it so that we know it's very fired?
It's the best that I can do is I can give it a blue dot. Something has a blue dot, then it means very fired.
Got it. That's advantage for everybody.
Yes.
Excellent.
All right, I'm just going to hit this Yeti right here. So. I'm not going to cast anything else yet. Because the bigger guy is this dude right here, correct? This is the big, yelly, screamy dude in the background?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So I'm just going to hit that guy. I'm going to run on up. I'm going to try to smack him.
All right. Yeah. As you run in with your scimitar drawn, you pierce into the Yeti's flesh and rend it in its stomach, leaving a deep gash smeared with blood down its white pelt. Do 9 damage. The third Yeti is going to then jump down and join the fray, climbing down from its cliff and running out. Jaden, go ahead.
Sorry, 1 second, guys.
Since we have a second, Volleyball is going to shout back to Teak. I don't distrust you anymore.
You notice her kind of laugh and continue preparing like a spell under her breath. She throws you a sidelong glance, not her eyes not really leaving the fight in front of her. Her concentration clearly in the correct direction.
Sorry, my Chinese food showed up. Okay.
All right. Anyway, what?
I am going to produce flame and throw it at this Yeti here.
Which one?
The one that I have fairy fired.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll again. Okay. So yeah, your flame does shoot out and hit the Yeti. It doesn't do that much damage, but you notice that the Yeti is like when it once again brushes it off and tries to make it go out as soon as possible. All right.
I'm done, Joe.
Alright, next up, Teak is going to throw out another spell. Look this up real quick. It's not the one that I want. So she's going to utter some words of magic and then press her hands down to the earth. In the distance, you notice a rumbling in the ground and then a sudden burst of pure stone bursts from the ground and explodes. This. So she's going to center it. Why did I do it there? So upon casting this, two of the Yetis howl in pain as the earth erupts from beneath them. So we need to do. My save DC update. Johnny, real quick, formula for spells DC.
8 plus proficiency bonus plus building modifier.
That's right. Eight, 3.
I'm AFK for a little bit, but I'll be close by. So
Both Yetis fail. So the first Yeti takes 17 damage, and the second Yeti takes 14. For the time being, the ground that is highlighted in green is now difficult terrain. The sharp rocks jutting up in random directions. As the earth crusts up and crumbles beneath the Yeti. The Yeti in front of Katerian crumbles to the ground. Its last breath leaves its body. Alright. Follow. You're up.
Alright, I'm gonna move my mark over to. Move my mark over to this one here.
Okay.
Also, I'm going to shoot it with a flame arrow that'll put me at 10.
Okay. You hit. You do 17 damage. Go ahead and roll the extra damage, please.
Ooh, 21. Nice roll.
Yeah, that was a very good roll. So as the arrow sinks into the Yeti, it grasps the arrow and quickly throws it to the ground, patting the area that the arrow hit. Blood oozing from the wound freely. Alright, next, my Yeti is going to stare out at Volleyball.
Don't do that.
Make me a con saving throw, please.
Damn it.
So as the Yeti's eyes lock with yours, you feel your muscles stiffen. You take 7 damage and you are paralyzed.
Well, shit.
And then it's going to take 2 claws at Torin. So the first one hits your armor, but the armor is so thick that you hardly notice the swipe.
Okay, I'm back.
The second claw comes in and it kind of smashes into you and it sends you sprawling as you recover yourself. You take 7 damage and 2 cold damage, so 9 total.
Seven total damage.
9. So you can double click on your token if you're trying to take it away from your character sheet.
Yep.
You can just remove it from your token and you can do it there, and that'll automatically do it for you.
Oh, okay.
Katerin, go ahead.
I'm gonna come down and flank this guy.
Alright. Definitely hit. Hit again. Alright, yeah, so as you tear into this Yeti, you're able to rend and tear off different sections of the Yeti's muscles and meat. Your maw glistening with blood as you finish. Takes 15 damage. Yeah, I'll have to forward it. Torrent?
This is where I'll need a little Johnny help here to make sure I got the right idea here. Can I? Ew, it's a long rest. Goodness.
You did have a long rest last night, and this is the first activity after a long rest, so.
Yeah, I'm just want to make sure I have this right. So I can heal up to 20 hit points, but then I don't get that back until I take another long rest, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And it does take your action to utilize it.
Yep.
Right, so I can't move. I can lay on hands.
You can move, you just can't attack.
Oh, okay. Well, now we're gonna
Yeah,
punch.
moving and attacking are 2 different things.
We're gonna punch this dude in the grill here.
Power right in the pisser.
Right, exactly. So I want. Sorry, guys. I don't have all this set up. Okay, so I want to hit him with my scimitar. Did I hit?
Yeah, you have advantage.
So would this be a good time to use my Divine Smite?
Yeah, that's up to you. I mean, there's not anything special going to happen here either way, so it's up to you.
I'm gonna say Why not? And that will count as one of my spells, right?
23
Spell
slots.
slots?
Yep.
Okay. So, we're going to do that too.
Alright, yeah, you do, as you pierce in, you add an extra pulse of radiant, damage as you, as you shove in the blade of your sword, and you infuse it with your magic. It bursts real quick, and the wound suddenly grows larger. Yeti takes 18 damage. The Yeti looks far worn down than when the fight started. Its coat matted in blood now. The Yeti is going to run towards Katarian. It's going to give him a strong stare. Give me your Constitution saving throw, please. The muscles on your body suddenly start to lock up and freeze as the Yeti's gaze locks with yours. Hits the first time, and it hits the second time. Take 28 damage.
Actually, no, it's going to be a shit ton more than that. All attacks against me are criticals.
I'm not adding that in.
Why are all attacks against you crits?
That's what
Because he's
paralyzed does.
paralyzed. Yep.
Oh God.
Paralysis is huge. Jaden, you're up.
Aiming for that guy.
Okay. Unfortunately, your flame goes whizzing by the Yeti's head, and it cowers for a second as it sees the flame bursting forth from your hand, but it quickly regains its bravery.
All right, I'm done.
All right, Teak is going to hobble over to Volleyball real quick and place her hand on his arm. Volleyball, you feel a warm sensation shoot through your body as your limbs suddenly start to unlock and you're able to move again.
Wonderful.
So what she did is she just casted Lesser Restoration on you. Let's add that in. And you hear her go, "Hurry up, kill them, please."
Yes, ma'am.
Volleyball, you're up next.
All right, flame arrow on the one that I have marked, which I believe is
It's the big one.
that one. Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely hit. You do 11 damage.
Hey.
You do 17 damage. As the arrow goes whizzing into the Yeti, the arrow bursts into its chest, and it grabs it away, and you notice that the flame has kind of spread over its chest, and it does all it can to put it out before settling its gaze on you and kind of growling a deep growl. The other Yeti is fiercely engaged with Torin. Its attention not going anywhere else. It's going to make 2 swipes towards Torin. Both hit. So as it comes around with its claws, it batters you back and forth, giving you a quick 1-2, and you take 15 damage. Katarian, go ahead and try and break out of your paralysis. So you're able to successfully break out of the paralysis that was then binding you. Your muscles regaining their ability to move. I believe you get an action after that, right?
No, it's at the end of your turn.
Oh. Alright, Torin, you're up.
Oh boy. I am going to.
Our spell slots are 5 and 3, right? Johnny?
Mm-hmm. 4 and 3.
Okay.
I am going to. I want to yell out some sort of prayer real quick and use lay on hands to heal myself for 20 points, and then I cannot attack, correct?
No, if you just healed yourself, then no.
Alright. That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Alright.
No, I'm good. That's the end of my turn.
Alright. So this Yeti is going to lay its eyes back down on Katarian and bore in with its claws. You are knocked out of bear shape. $14 damage on top of that. So there you go, you're back into your normal. Go and deduct your HP. And then Jaden, you're up.
You got it. Alright, let's try again. Taking the same shot at that guy right there.
Okay. Yeah, your flame goes bursting past the Yeti. The same kind of reaction as it kind of tries to dodge out of the way as it sees the flame coming. Teach, she's going to utter a spell under her breath and produce out another piece of ice. Do a saving throw. Fails. I do believe. Do it twice. No, I don't. Okay. So as the ice shard comes bursting into the Yeti's skin, it embeds in and then explodes, sending shards deeper into the Yeti's flesh. Alright, Volleyball, you're up.
Alright, same thing, shooting at the one that's marked. I'm down to 9 flame arrows. This will make it 8.
Alright.
Damn.
Yeah, unfortunately your draw goes wide, your arrow goes wide, and it passes past the Yeti's head, and it freezes up for a second, noticeably scared of the arrow that just came towards it, but it's able to regain its composure. The Yeti is going to turn and take 2 claw swipes at Torin. Both connect successfully. You take 10, 23 damage. Katerin, you're up.
Shift again.
Alright.
I'll grab onto his arm and switch him around a little bit.
Alright, yeah, as you bite down on its arm and wrench, it jerks to the ground with you, pulling away at its arm as you tear into it. Still alive.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Johnny, what's ability score?
It's your stat, like strength, dex, con, wisdom, charisma.
Okay. Oh, that's right. We did do that. I remember now.
Yeah, so, alright, as you come down, like, you've still got the Yeti's arm in your mouth, and you come around with your paw, and you gash into its mouth, and you rip off its bottom jaw. It slumps to the ground dead.
I can't click on my token, Kyle.
Should be able to. Things changed.
I can still do everything else, like measuring tool and such. And I can target myself. Oh, you did Jade and WS Bear, that's why.
Oh, whoops. Damn it. Your guys' names are too close. I need to add a different naming convention. There you go. Should be good. Yep.
Cool.
Alright, Torin.
Yep. So, feeling broken and weakened but not out. I'm gonna say swing as hard as we can. Did we hit?
Yes, you did.
Hooray. Because then...
Do 9 damage.
Where?
So as you bear in with your blade, you
Oh, hold on.
leave a large...
Do that too.
Okay. So you leave a large gash and your blade glows golden as you leave a trail of golden liquid, it looks like, from your blade. And as you finish your swipe, it fades from gold to red, and it paints the ground below the Yeti nice and blood red. The Yeti falls to the ground, kind of grasping its wound, but it stands back up and looks at you angrily. Jaden, go ahead. Okay, you hit. So yeah, your bolt of flame hits the Yeti in its chest, and it quickly spreads. The Yeti looks at itself in horror, and it tries to pat out the flame, but before it can, the flame starts consuming the entire Yeti and slowly slumps to the ground, knees first, and then face flat into the snow. Collapses dead at Torin's feet.
Yes.
The stench of burnt hair filling your nostrils. Tika takes a deep breath and ceases her concentration. The arrows that you have vulnerable cease to exist and gutter out. Well, that was interesting. She says it. She gathers up her belongings again and kind of tightens down her backpack.
Yeah, I'm gonna wipe my scimitar off on this Yeti that just died at my feet. Make sure it's nice and clean.
Okay.
Well, that was a little bit easier than expected.
Fire made that easier.
Alright. Well then, are we ready to continue on then?
Yeah, let's just, Katerian's gonna, I'm pretty sure Katerian's got some good berries he's gonna pass around, but other than that, I say we keep on trucking.
Katerian?
Yeah, I'm still debating that.
Alright, so are you gonna keep your berries?
Well, I'm going to keep as a bear right now while I decide if I want to lose my last shapeshift to hand out berries.
Oh, gotcha. Can I just come get them off you?
No, because they're merged into my body. That's part of being a bear.
Ah, well, I can make some good berries.
You're little shit berries. Go ahead and take me out of bear form.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Alright.
Rude. That's right. I'll bear form it up next battle, and you can be the spellcaster.
And then you're gonna do berries.
I've already got them made when I told you I was casting those spells, so.
Okay. I need to reset that. Alright.
So how many HP of berries do you need, Torin?
Oh, me.
How much do your berries restore?
4 and 5. I have one of each. Or I have 10 that restore 5 HP and 6 that restore 4.
I am down 25.
So he needs...
Okay, you're back to full, and I have 5 HP berries left. And what about you, Valuable?
What was that? You cut out.
I know.
What?
I'm down 7 damage.
Alright, you're back to full, too.
Torin, make sure to thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And I will, just so if I do shapeshift again, we don't lose access to the berries, I'll give the 5 HP berries to Torin to just hold, and the 4 HP berries to Valuable. So.
Okay.
Understood.
So on your character sheets, add Torin, add 5 plus 5 HP good berries, and then Volatile do your plus 4s. guys got those down?
Yep.
All right. So as you guys continue on, you come to a bridge that has been frozen over it, and it's pretty torn down. There's nothing too surprising about this bridge. It has a large oaken tree has collapsed over a big hole in it. The river that it spans has actually been frozen over, and the tree allows safe passage over it.
How far down is the river? Or is it just like right across the top of it?
It's pretty much right across the top of it. It's maybe 5 feet down from where you are. There you go. Hey, you guys should be able to see the bridge.
Yep.
So
How wide is that, Kyle? Looking at the actual tiles on the map, and it looks about 25 feet. Is that accurate?
No. So the bridge itself is about 20 feet across. Actually, no, the bridge is about right, yeah. Well, this map scale is bad. But the bridge is about 20 feet across. It's enough to allow each of you guys shoulder to shoulder to pass over it without any issue. Teak looks over her shoulder and says, "Well, come on, let's get this going. We're not too far now."
I'm
She
Torrance.
urges you on.
So she's in front to the
Yes.
bridge. I'm gonna follow her.
All right.
I will too.
Well, and Katana doesn't give two shits what anybody thinks. He's crawling across it.
All right. So, yeah, you guys start, moving your way across the bridge, and she hops up on the tree and walks over the gap in the bridge without any issue, and urges you guys onwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk. Same. I'm gonna walk right on over it.
Okay. And as you guys hit about halfway over the bridge, suddenly wind comes sweeping in, and snow quickly clouds your vision. It's such an abrupt change that you're hardly able to comprehend it. Suddenly you guys are left almost blind by the snow. You hear Teak call out, and you hear other slight murmurings on the wind. Sounds like this deep voice.
I wanna yell up to Teak, what the hell is that?
I second that question.
She
I'm gonna go ahead and produce some flame. I'm not gonna throw it. I'm just gonna hold it in my hand.
Okay, yeah. Your party member is able to, or your party members are able to see the flame, and Teak quickly walks into view, and she goes, "I don't know what this is. We just need to keep on going." You can tell that she's fairly stressed out by the sudden change in weather, and she's pretty scared by what's going on, but she's not willing to back down from continuing on.
So she went up ahead towards the front of the bridge.
She's now with you guys for the most part. You guys are like in this small little group. She actually takes a rope from her pack and gives each of you guys a section of it and starts tying it off around her waist. And
I'll
she
follow suit.
says,
Yeah.
she says, the last thing that I want to do is lose any of you.
Check my
And
knot.
she,
Get ready to go.
She starts trudging on slowly. The wind is kicked up and is fairly strong, and it pushes against you guys, making progress fairly slow. And then as you guys pass further beyond the brush, suddenly the ground is just slate white in front of you. There is no trees off in the distance or anything. It's just this barren tundra. The snow continues to swirl around you, and suddenly you see large snowballs or large balls of ice falling from the sky. They're about a couple inches in diameter. I need each of you guys to do an acrobatics check, please.
Voluble of all people.
Fucking right.
So as the chunks of ice fall from the sky, acrobatics. Alright, so I hate operating like this. Torn takes 4 points of damage. Voluble takes 1. And Teak takes 1 point of damage. She gives the rope a strong tug and continues forward. The ball of ice hardly phasing her movement. Alright, so as the snow continues blinding you guys as you journey on, she tugs stronger, and you notice her sense of urgency suddenly change. She starts moving faster, and you see a slight cave off in the distance, and she yells out, "We're almost there!" and presses on until you guys are finally within the tunnel, and then she pulls each of you in, making sure to count off everybody, and she puts her hands on the ground and raises them, and as she raises them, a large wall of ice raises at the front of the tunnel, and she nods, the sudden wind dying down as the wall has blocked its influence. And she says, "Well, we're here." She unties the rope and urges each of you to do so she can store it back in her backpack.
I'll
Alright,
go ahead
I'm
and
gonna
untie
grab
it.
the rope. Yep.
Yep.
She coils it up easily and throws it back into her backpack. You see her start walking off shortly back into the tunnels.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow.
You
Right
guys,
behind.
Teak comes to a four-way intersection and this entire ice, the entire network of tunnels that you're in is made all of ice. And she kind of takes a look around the four-way section. She takes the right path. And it doesn't take long before she comes to a T-junction. And she goes straight. And then to another T-junction where she takes a left. Suddenly you guys come up to two massive, ornately carved doors. The two handles of the door extend from the top to the bottom and curve like wicked talons. She says, well, this is her tower. Welcome, party. As you look on the door, you see a large dragon with its head held high and proud, its massive tail curling around the base of its form. The eyes seem to almost glow with a lifelike detail. Of course, the handles descending from the top are in the shape of two long, gigantic talons. And she pulls the door open, and it seems to glide open quite easily, and she walks in.
No, I want to follow.
I'm also gonna follow. Do I
We're
recognize
kind of
anything on
dedicated
the
at this
door?
point.
What's that?
Do I recognize anything on the door?
No, you don't.
Okay. Yeah, then I'll go.
What's the
into-
door made out of?
Ice.
Okay, never mind then.
Okay. As you walk into this massive meeting room, the marble floor shines. It's highly polished, sheen that glints in the light. The walls are carved from opaque ice. Fine garments and silks hang from shelves and hangers on the wall. Dangling from the ceiling are two midnight blue banners depicting the same symbol as what was on the door. The ornate carvings of different symbols and pictures cover the walls of the chamber, each seeming to tell a different tale. Sitting upon the northern wall is a massive throne of ice, blue spikes that jut out from the back and the top of the chair in random directions. To the northeast is a slight exit, the door much smaller than the entrance door, though no handles are seen on the door itself. The chamber is empty.
So should we wait for her here, or do you know another area we might locate her at?
She kind of rubs her eyes, and her nose kind of warming up her hands and her face. She goes, "Oh, she must be in her garden." And she hustles over to the door, that you're able to see, and you see a symbol on the wall. It kind of looks like this weird little chair, and she pushes on it and then traces along each ridge of the chair, and a doorway or a handle appears, and she's able to push the door open. The door opens to a long hallway that, if you look at the walls, they're completely carved out, and you're able to look out on the landscape from each arch. Large pillars of ice shooting from the bottom to the top to support the roof. The weather seems to have been cleared now. You're able to look out over the landscape and see a small pack of wolves roaming the tundra. And she hustles forward, taking a quick left turn. She says, well, come on.
Yeah, we're still following.
Yep.
There is no wall to this, or there is no door to the chamber that she leads you to. Instead, a tall elven woman kneels on her knees, tending to a small rose bush. As you look around this chamber, you're able to see a small grassy patch that has been well tended to, along with other various other flowers other than the roses that you're able to see bloom and blossom in this strange chamber. The top of the chamber has been completely cleaved off, and the sun shoots down warmly from the ceiling. The woman notices your approach and turns her head. She doesn't stand. And she says, "Oh, welcome." And her voice is fairly high. It seems very soft and gentle.
Well,
May I ask what you're doing in my tower?
Torn's gonna introduce himself and kind of gesture to the others in his party to give them a chance to introduce themselves too.
Teak kind of rushes forward and says, "Hi!" And you notice Shastia smile and say, "Hello, Teak." And she looks at the rest of the party expectingly.
I do not bother to introduce myself. I just say we're here on business. Rather pressing business.
I'm gonna.
Shastia... Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Shastia raises her eyebrow and stands up. She says, "You come to my tower and you don't introduce yourself. I do understand the notion of business. But being kind to one another is a quick way to make things easier, especially if I know your name. What is your name?"
Oh, I agree. Kindness is a great thing, and it's given once it's received.
I have not received any kindness.
I know, because none was given.
I don't understand.
Torn's gonna interrupt Darren and be like, "I'm sorry."
Don't mind me. Sorry about that.
I was about to say, what are you gonna do?
Well, beat this bitch from my club. But no, ignore that. Sorry.
I'm gonna say most days I'm not sure whether he's full bear or just a regular man. We came here because we met your friend named Teak, and we heard that you know this area very well, and we were hoping perhaps you could tell us a little bit more about some of the alarming things that we've seen on our adventures in the last few days.
She nods and she says, "Very well, I'd be more than happy to share with you. I am Shastia. I am the lady of this tower. I don't really understand why such tenseness, but hey, that's fine." And she plucks a rose from the bush and hands it to Katerian. She says, "Very nice to meet you, whatever your name is."
I just nod at her, Katerian. I don't take the rose.
Rude.
Damn.
She kind of pulls the rose back questioningly and then leans over to Teak and tucks it in her hair. She says, "What can I help you with?"
Voluble's gonna step forward and he's gonna say, "Hello, my name is Voluble. You'll have to forgive some of us, but this hasn't been an easy journey. We came here understanding that there had been some mind control going on with some of the animals in the area. And to top that off, we also saw a village attacked with very large shards of ice, killing the village chief, which to me makes it seem like it was intentional and aimed at him. We had been told by the bartender, who is now the new village chief, that you've been here for a while, you know the area, and you might have some kind of understanding about who it is that moved in that's causing these problems."
She, as you recount the events that had been going on, her eyes kind of widen in surprise, and she says, "Oh no, are the villagers okay?"
From what we could tell, it was only the chief who was killed.
Oh. Well, it sucks that anybody was hurt, but I'm glad that the rest are okay. And she says, "Yes, I know this realm very well. This is my home, and I kind of live out from everybody else, though. I do make many journeys to visit the village and to, to see Teak here, and kind of just keep tabs on everything. Though I haven't been able to get out as of lately. It seems some things have been going on. You said mind control. What do you mean mind control?"
There were bears that were acting very strangely, polar bears, attacking us and basically not acting in the manner a polar bear might.
And they didn't speak to me when I spoke to them.
She says, "You speak bear?"
Speak to all my brethren.
Very well. She says, "That's very troubling news. I know that there was a wizard that had moved in. Though, I guess the rumors are true."
I'm gonna ask, you know, what rumors have you heard about this wizard, and yeah, what rumors have you heard? Just you.
She says, "His name is Crixaltier. He used to be a kind man, from what I have heard. Though he got his hands on a magical scepter, and the scepter has taken control of him itself. He used to be an elf. Now his skin resembles that of ice. It doesn't look human. It's very strange. The scepter that he wields, it seems to only grow in power. It never diminishes until it changes masters, and then it goes back down to a manageable size. Though, from what you're telling me, it's become quite bothersome." Is that correct?
How do you know him?
I don't know him specifically. I've heard of him.
Can he be stopped?
Well, on the topic of being stopped, I would like you adventurers to do so, if possible.
That does seem to be the reason we're here.
Does it?
We were sent out here to find out what's been going on, and it seems to me that he's what's going on.
I see. So the messenger I sent for did deliver the message. Good.
I'm gonna.
She says, I do not wish any ill of any creatures or citizens of this area. This landscape is treacherous enough. If people wish to live here, then they should be able to live here in peace. I would like you guys to please take care of him.
I want to know more about this this ice scepter. What more you may know about it? How did it come?
I don't know very much. All that I know is that it's a very dangerous item. If you do kill him, I do wish that the scepter is returned to me. Or it is turned, not returned. And it doesn't.
And what will you do with the scepter?
Though what happens to the scepter afterwards, it will be locked away, unable to be taken by anybody else. I do not wish for that to be roaming this world.
I want to know about the rumors some more. I want to see if she is being elusive about where she knows this guy from and the scepter.
Alright, give me an insight check, please.
A what check?
Insight.
Insight. Man, that's not a charisma check? Damn.
As far as you're able to tell, she's telling you everything that she can.
Is there anything you can tell us about how to stop him? And I'm sorry if I missed that, I just got back.
He basically tried to see if she was giving you guys every bit of information she could. What was your question?
Do you have any kind of insight into how to stop him? Also, do you know where?
I do not know. I do know somewhat of where his tower resides. I have never been there myself. The tower resides inside of a mountain. But other than that, I don't know. All that I know is that he's a very powerful wizard. I'm glad that the messenger was able to reach the Adventurers Guild successfully. I knew that sending that was the correct decision.
So, is he a powerful wizard, or is he just a regular kind of person, and the scepter is what amplified him? Or is it that he is powerful and the scepter's made it even much worse?
That last part, yes. He was a very intelligent man before, but the scepter, like I mentioned, drove him wild. What exactly the transformation that occurred, I don't know. But he was very powerful before, and now he's even more so with the scepter.
But how? I know you don't know exactly where it is, but how long of a journey would you say we can expect if we're to go face him?
Well, if we come to a deal, then I will be teleporting you most of the way there. It'll be about a 4-day journey otherwise.
May we rest here for a short while before moving forward?
She smiles and she says, of course. I wouldn't want you to walk all the way back just by already coming here. Coming here is a long journey from the village.
So what exactly do you want us to do? To be teleported?
She, with that question being asked, she motions to you to follow her, and she leaves back to the original meeting chamber.
I want to follow.
She says, well, that's an interesting question. She, produces a small orb. Kind of looking at this orb, you see like this weird glimmering light spiraling within it. And she hands the orb to Teak. She says, give this to one of them. Teak looks at her and goes, well, what do you mean? She goes, whichever one you find deserving, give this to them. And he kind of looks at her questioningly and then turns around, giving it a quick thought before handing the orb to Volable. As you take the orb, Volable, you feel this cooling sensation around it.
I appreciate your trust in me, considering I showed you none of the sort when we first met.
She says, that's why I like you. She smiles and she turns back to Shastia and says, what is the orb for? And Shastia says, well, the orb will allow them to pass through the magic of that wizard. It will stop the swirling orb of wind. And it will allow them to get through it successfully. Teague turns back around and says, well, what do you think?
All right, well, it's not my decision wholly. Bibal's going to turn to his party and he's going to say, how do we feel? What do we do?
Did Shastia tell us what? Did I miss something? Did she tell us?
No, she did not answer your question.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I'm gonna just smile, and then ask. You mentioned some sort of deal. Where we had two options. One was to travel, and I'm going to assume that means that we didn't agree. And the other one was that you were going to help us and then teleport us closer. What exactly does this deal entail?
This deal entails either the wizard's death, or, if possible, that orb can possibly cure him as well. If either one is done, and I trust you to make the decision yourselves. Which decision would be the best? If either one of those is done and the scepter is returned or it's given to me, then that's all that I ask.
So, to get your help, we either need to try to use the orb to cure the wizard, or kill him and return the scepter.
You are correct.
Well, I'm definitely feeling like it's time to go. Maybe go rest and talk about this. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be a long walk. We should get started.
Are we not taking the deal?
Is there any way that, you know, we've had quite a long journey. Is there sorry. Is there any way that we could perhaps rest a little bit, talk amongst ourselves? We've had kind of a perilous journey here, and this is a lot of information to take in.
I mean, I don't think we need to. I mean, what time of the day is this? Because it seems like we just woke up fresh, battled some Yetis, and came straight here. I mean, doesn't seem like we've been out that long.
It's afternoon. It was originally without Teak leading you all. It would have taken you over a day to get there.
Right.
Oh yeah, she pulled us, I forgot. I'm trying to politely pull us off to the side to have a conversation. Is that in the room we're in? Is that a possibility?
Shistia kind of stands tall and says, I feel like there isn't much trust in this room.
No, I mean, considering the fact that you seem so bent on us getting the staff back to you.
As you mention that, she walks back to her throne, kind of steps down on a specific place. The throne quickly folds back and falls, sliding back out of the way. You notice her form suddenly start growing, and wings sprout from her back.
Oh, hell no!
And then her skin turns from normal flesh into scales as she assumes her normal form. Her scales give off a bright, shining silver gleam, and she stands proudly, her tail coming to rest in a curl around her body. She settles back on her hind legs, her claws out in front of you, and her enormous head coming down to settle at your eye level. And she says, I wish to trust you with getting me back the scepter, not because I want its strength. As you can see, and she raises up to her normal stature, her monstrous form filling the entire room, and her wings flexing. As you can see, power is not something I need. She eases back down, and her head drops to your level.
Oh, well, would have been nice if you told us you were a dragon.
I'm gonna wink at her.
You notice.
And you wonder why there's not any trust in this room? Says Jane, getting up from a miniature heart attack.
So the question I have right now... I'm sorry, go ahead.
She says, there was no trust because I don't like assuming this form. Especially not to try and sway people. I assume this form to show you that I am not doing this out of ill will.
Okay, so here's my question. So if you're, I don't mean this in any condescending way, but if you are so powerful, which you do indeed look, then why can't you just go get it yourself?
She smiles. She says, I could, but I'm looking for allies for something.
So
you just-
that was going to be my question, but considering it was asked and you've given an answer, are you going to tell us what you need allies for?
That part of the information will be left for a later date. Just know it is a very serious matter if a dragon such as myself is looking for allies.
So if you're looking for allies, why not just take the scepter yourself and use it instead of trying to find more allies? I'm sure you wouldn't need allies if this scepter is as strong as you say it is.
I believe my last statement already answered that question.
What color is she?
Silver.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick.
A degree of trust, and I'm happy that you're trusting us with this scepter, but it doesn't quite earn trust to withhold information.
There is only a certain degree of trust before further trust is given. I'm sure you can understand that there are certain levels of trust. Otherwise, everybody would be telling each other everything. Always. I'm not sure that I would necessarily want that.
Okay. Well, from what I can gather, you're strong enough to take this scepter in the first place if you wanted it. But you're not.
Correct.
Because you want to destroy it.
Not
And
necessarily
you're
destroy it.
saying, well, you want it out of the hands of this guy, and you say you need
Right.
allies, but you would rather not use the scepter as a means to an end. You would rather have allies. So I guess that tells me your intentions are good for the most part, but I'm still concerned as to what it is you need allies for. So, here's what I'm going to propose. Should we do this for you? Are you going to have any ill will towards us if we refuse your next offer or whatever situation may be? Whatever it is you're trying to make allies for?
No. But
And we'll be free to go. No questions asked if we refuse.
yes, you've done what I asked you to do. If I were to hold you accountable for something in the future, that wouldn't make any sense. If I'm asking you to do something for me, what?
I don't know. Some people
Kind
get
of looks
upset.
at you puzzled. She says, no. In the future, if you wish to deny being my ally in what I would ask of you, there would be no ill will.
Reluctantly,
Personally, I'm ready
Jaden.
to do this.
I was gonna say, reluctantly, Jaden throws up his head and says, "Ah, what the hell? What's the worst that can happen?" I'll give it a go.
I'm I don't know. I don't need to do anything different to speak in Draconic to her, right?
No, you just tell me that you want to speak in.
I'm gonna kind of tilt my head to the side, and when I look at my group real quick, look back at Chestia in her ginormous form, and I'm gonna speak in Draconic and say, we're gonna go try, hopefully, to get this. But if you end up trying to use this to be as bad as the wizard, the last thing I promise to do is to fight you until my last breath. Do you understand?
She nods and shrugs. She says, I have no desire to use this scepter in Draconic. She says, I have no reason to use this scepter.
I'm going to shrug, look back at the group, and say, who wants to walk and who feels like saving a couple days?
Volleyball's going to turn to the group as well and say that I'm going to accept her deal with or without the rest of you. I trust her. I don't feel like she's going to do anything bad.
I'm already on board, so yeah.
Katarian?
I don't trust her as far as I can throw her, and she's the size of a house, so obviously that's not very far. There's no way in the holy hells that I would let her teleport me anywhere. And I would sooner rip out my own heart and eat it than give anyone that scepter.
Oh, snap.
Jade's gonna approach Katarian and start speaking in well shit, what's her fuck understands Druidic too. Oh well. I'll speak Druidic. But I would ask Katarian, like, you know, what is it? What's the issue? What's going on?
We don't know the entirety of the power of the item that she has, but if she's choosing to keep it and not destroy it, that probably puts it on the level of an artifact. Otherwise, we could just break it readily enough, which means it's not easily destroyed. And it has the ability to control animals. Do I really need to explain any more in depth than that why I would not trust this to anybody?
I do understand your concern, but I mean, look at how powerful she is. I don't.
He was a powerful wizard. It didn't stop him from using it.
That's also true.
And not to mention, dragons are known to hoard treasure, so, you know, she's gonna want it because she wants it, same as they want everything.
Katarian brings up a good point.
You guys are speaking in some other crap I don't understand, right?
Yeah,
Druidic,
yeah.
yeah.
We're speaking to Druid, yeah.
Okay.
Teak runs over and she says, why don't you trust her?
Why would I?
Because you trust me, don't you?
I don't have any special trust or distrust towards you. You're just another person that I met a day ago.
About a
You
day
did
ago?
not tell me to say, hey, I'm going to keep the scepter whether you like it or not.
Teak kind of looks a little bit hurt and kind of looks down at her feet and walks away slowly.
Volleyball's going to turn to Katarian and remind him that he is currently holding the sphere.
That is what?
Volleyball is holding the scepter currently.
No, you're holding the sphere. The scepter is in the hands of the wizard.
Sphere, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, Katarian just looks at you like, okay, yeah, I see it in your hands.
So we have it, and we can make this 4-day walk. 4-day walk in a general direction where we think we might know where we're going, or we take her help and we come out here and finish what we started with. You know, I don't think it matters giving this scepter.
You cut off after you don't think it matters.
Yeah.
My bad. Grimsley, what color is she?
Silver.
Okay. Give me a second. I want to look up something.
They're generally good if that's what you're looking up.
Yes.
That's their default alignment. Probably lawful good even, maybe chaotic, but somewhere in there definitely good. All
That is what I was
metallic
looking
dragons
up.
are good.
That is what I was looking up. And if that's the case, and we know there's lore on them, why are we still refusing to trust him?
Well, because for one, just because most of her people are good doesn't mean they all are. I mean, I can take myself as a perfect example. My parentage would lead you to believe I'm a bloodthirsty savage, yet that is not what I am.
Point taken.
We can't be divided on this either. That's the problem. We can't have some of us teleport and some of us walk. We don't know what'll happen.
I want to turn back to Shastia. I'm speaking in common so everybody can understand. I'm going to ask where exactly, if we were going to be teleported, would we be ending up? What area?
You would wind up roughly maybe a half a day journey away from the tower.
Is there a reason you can't get us closer?
I wouldn't want to teleport you inside the swirling wind sphere, especially since if you can see what you're coming up on, you can better prepare. If I just teleport you somewhere that I don't know where you'll end up, then that's not good for either one of us.
I'm gonna switch back to Draconic again and kind of grin a little and look at her and be like, what do you really want the scepter for? What, to put it here on a shelf somewhere? Is that really what you want with this? And I'm trying to be charming. I'm trying to get something out of her.
Okay. Give me a...
Oops.
give me a persuasion check.
Some days the dice just say fuck you. I mean, not only did they say fuck you, they said fuck you so hard. I'm gonna give you a 1 on the roll that matters, but I'm gonna let you see the 20 just because I want to tease you.
She can't really take a step back, but her talon twitches to a small area on the ground, and she traces kind of a circular shape, and below a section of her tail, a large sloping doorway opens, and stairs lead spiraling down. You can't see very deep into it because it gets too dark, but you can tell that it goes down quite a ways. She says, "No, I just wish to put it down there and guard it myself so that then it is not given to anyone else. I do not wish harm upon anybody. I don't understand."
So why not just destroy it? Like that would settle this entire argument. Why not just destroy it? Why can't you?
There are just some items that you aren't, no matter how strong you are, you're unable to destroy.
Well, why not bury it? I'll tell you what. If you trust us that much, how about we trust?
Let me bury it somewhere where anybody can dig up. Why would I bury it?
How would anybody know where to look if you go hide it in the right spot? We are druids after all.
You do know that wizards can sense magical items, correct? Are you aware of this?
Well, then how about you entrust us to take the staff somewhere for safekeeping?
why would I trust you to take it somewhere safe?
Because you
I
trust
don't
us.
know
You
if-
trust us to go get it. Why can't
I
you
don't-
take it somewhere?
Because I don't know what effect it would have on you compared to me. Prolonged exposure is exactly what got this wizard to be where he is.
What if we wrapped it up or carried it around in a chest?
Humans are very susceptible to temptation.
I'm not a human.
So are dwarves. Dwarves especially.
He's not a dwarf.
Have you wielded this staff, this scepter?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever seen it wielded by another dragon?
No.
Then how do you know what effect it's going to have on you?
Oh!
Talk about greed, my
Oh!
friend. Friends we indeed are. There is no
The
creature
dragon
in
ain't
the
had no nipples.
that hoards treasure like a dragon does.
Hold on. Anyway. She says, "You are correct. My kind is very greedy. I don't understand why you would want to keep the scepter unless you are planning to use it, in which
I
then
never
I
said
should
I would
just
keep the
smash you
scepter.
right
Don't
now."
assume.
You guys are basically telling me right now that you guys would rather hold on to the scepter rather than give it to me so that I can hide it.
No,
Listen.
I wish to destroy it.
I don't particularly care either way. I just want this terrible weather to stop messing up Brighthold and the whole area. That's what I care about right now, first of all. If we can even, subdue this guy or kill him, whatever needs to happen. But right now we're talking about something that is potentially going to happen from here on out. Is this not something that we can just... are we just going to keep talking about this in circles? I don't think anybody here wants to use it.
It seems so. It seems your companions are very much set on not letting me have it. Even if they said, we want to take it to somewhere, and included myself on the journey, then perhaps we could strike a deal. But as it is right now, I'm starting to lose trust in you myself.
At this point, Voluble is again going to step forward, and he's going to say that if we have to be divided, then we have to be divided. I see no issues with giving it to her. I'm one of the most untrusting people that that most people have met, and she's shown me nothing but a degree of who she is, how powerful she is, and she's very clearly showed us what she wants to do with it. Katarian, you were a little bit rude to Teak, who is a lady of the forest, also a druid. Your biggest concern is making sure that the animals are taken care of, but you're fighting it, and that's what doesn't make sense to me. I'm ready to move forward.
It doesn't make sense to you because you're already trusting people that I do not trust.
But I'm the first person to distrust people, and she's
And
given
you're
us
also one of
no
the first
reason
people to
distrust us.
trust people in this instance.
Because she's given us no reason to distrust her. I don't know many other people that would have shown us the virtues of power if they weren't trustful.
Anybody who's trying to intimidate you, their first option is to show you their power.
Do either of us look intimidated?
Katarian, you came with us, right? With Teak, which means there is a mediocre of trust there, right? She told us that this woman, this big, beautiful dragon, was in wars, that she helped soldiers. That was something that we had learned a long time ago, a couple hours ago, however long it was, and you trusted enough to go through the battle that we went through, to go through the blinding, terrible snow to get to where we are now. I think that there is trust that we put into Teak that now goes into what we're hearing here. It may be wrong. I would be the first one that if things, did not turn out the way that we thought, would be would pick up my shield and fight. But at this point, I don't think we need to worry about so much about the trusting part in the end, when right now I'm still just focused on this weather needs to change. And there are other folks, whether it's the animals that you're saying that you're worried about, just having that scepter out of his hands should help return things to normal.
Shistia looks over at Katarian and shrinks down to her elven form and says, I don't know what I have to do in order to gain your trust.
Actually, you do know exactly what you have to do, but you're obviously unwilling to do it. The rest of these guys here, and I'll point to my group, are obviously trusting of you, so, they've made their decision. Thank you for having me in your house. And he walks out the door.
Shistia frowns and runs after him. She essentially kind of tries to stand in front of you, Katarian, while asking you why. And why you're so unable to trust her. She doesn't understand what she's done wrong.
Well, I've explained it to you, and I've explained it to Teak, and I've explained it to every person in my party at least once, twice for most of them. If you can't understand at this point, there's nothing else that I know how to say to relay it across to you.
What, because dragons are greedy and that you can't trust that?
Well, that would be sufficient enough, but no, before we ever got to that part, it's your insistence on having the scepter.
Okay, then what's a midway for you?
There is no midway for me. That's what none of you are comprehending. This is the epitome of everything I believe against. By that scepter's very existence, it corrupts everything I love and care about. The only option for me is the destruction of that scepter. There is no other option.
Is there any confirmation that can be destroyed?
Anything can be destroyed.
I don't know how it would be destroyed, she says. If you can find a way, if anybody can find a way, great, let's do it.
Wait, so...
As so far being, I don't know if it can be destroyed, and I would rather have it hidden away than have it wandering the realms.
Okay, that brings me back to my last question. You said that wizards can send magical items, so what's the point of hiding it away?
Tell me how many people want to come against the Silver Dragon.
Well, that's what I was going to suggest. We happen to know, the town that we're from. What I was going to suggest is that you give the staff to Katarian and have him, or not even just to him, but to us, and then we can just bring it to the town and have that dude that killed the Cambion keep it safe. But then again,
what dude killed a Cambion?
Grimsley.
Thank you.
She ponders for a moment. She says, you think he might know a way to destroy this?
He did kill a Cambion, so I'm sure. He might know something.
I will send a summons. And she kind of waves her hand in the air, and a letter lays flat in her clutched hand, and she begins scrawling a letter, and she hands it to Teak, and she says, please have this sent off as soon as possible. And Teak nods. I've sent a summons for him. Do we have an accord?
As
I'd
long
like
as
to
the
say-
agreement is that it gets destroyed, yes.
If this person that you mentioned knows a way to have it destroyed, then it will be destroyed.
No,
As I
that's not
told you.
sufficient. I don't know if he knows how to destroy it or not.
Neither do I. But if you guys
What you're
hold,
not seeming to hear, Tarian, is that we don't know if it can be destroyed. You're going
And as
off
I
the
said,
fact that it can't.
anything can be destroyed. It's just finding out
Okay,
how.
so the agreement is that we attempt it, but why do we have to hold it to have it destroyed?
So,
Because I said I'm not trusting it in the hands of anybody.
okay, so I have. Let's just make this real easy. The accord sounds something like this, Katerian. I hope this sounds good. Shastia, you've sent off a summons. We are going to go find out about this man inside a tower, inside a mountain. You're going to teleport us there. We're going to try to recover this. And we are then going to have it, or to gather the information to have this item destroyed. Until that time, Katerian, how would it be acceptable to bring it here and keep it under guard while we, even if it is here, while we're all watching it, until we gather the information on how to rid the realms of this item?
If y'all are all willing to dedicate yourselves, as am I, to be here until it is, then yes, that is fine with me. I will not leave it in her hands, though. So as long as we all agree to guard it until such time as a way can be found to destroy it, then yes, that's fine.
I can agree with that.
I'm gonna look at Chestia. Is that acceptable? Because I'm pretty sure, as enticing it might be to have something like this as something to guard, it'd be much better if something like this was destroyed. Don't you agree?
she says I do agree.
Okay.
If this can be destroyed, I am more than willing to aid in its destruction in any way possible.
We'll look over at Katerian. And we good?
Yeah, that's what I said. That point at this point is up to you and Voluble, not to me to make that decision.
Well,
That's what I said. As long as everybody is willing to agree to stay and protect it until we find a way to destroy it, then this accord is fine with me. But the option that later you decide, you know what, this is taking too long, I'm not going to stay here and guard it, and then, you know, if it so happens that Miss Dragon here is not a good person, I have to guard it against her by myself, that would obviously be a waste of everybody's time and I would be dead.
Torn's gonna look insulted at Katerian. I'm just gonna fold my arms.
Okay. Do you have anything to say, or are you just going to stare at me with folded arms?
Voluble's just gonna grin and say, clearly he knows us better than we thought.
There's no way that I would leave you here by yourself, even though we've met just briefly. There's no way I could ever do that. To guard this by yourself if we made an accord. So that's insulting.
Well, no, there's no insult there when I asked you to just say that that is what you're agreeing to. Since no agreement had been made, I cannot make an assumption either way, or that negates the purpose of having an accord. Everybody has to sign off an agreement. You have not yet signed off an agreement. Well, technically now you have, but you had not prior, so there was nothing insulting about me asking you to sign off.
Well,
And at this point, we're still holding on Voluble to make the same decision. And out of character a little bit, I guess that would also technically include the two who aren't here, but since they're not here and can't really sign off either way, I'm assuming we'll just assume for now.
Yeah. Because, yeah.
Voluble's gonna step forward and he's gonna look at Katerian and he's gonna say, I don't like what you've done here. I don't like that you have single-handedly divided the group. We have a larger mission at hand. However, If this is the only way we move forward and take down the threat that we've been hired to take down, then fine. Just understand that I'm not happy about it.
Nicotarian then looks at Voluble and says, and see, now there is no division.
Voluble will look back at the Terran and go, you won't always win this way.
No, it's not a matter of winning. I made my decision. I was perfectly happy to live with the decision that you guys made as well. I didn't ask or force anybody to go by my decision.
Clearly, we couldn't leave a member of our group walking alone, because then the same issue would have come up. It would have been a waste of time, and you would have been by yourself and very possibly dead. So realistically, you forced the decision. That being said, there's no need for discussion. I agree.
There is
I'm
a need
in.
for discussion.
Let's do our job.
Because it's not that simple. We will not always agree. That is a fact. We are individuals. Can we agree on that? We will not always agree.
I'm gonna nod.
Some things, some of us are going to disagree strongly enough that we will not do them. That does not mean I'm saying anything about you guys on what your decisions are. They're yours to make, and that's part of being an individual. We each make our own decisions. If there comes a time where something else happens that I'm not willing to do, then again, I will walk away, and I will be expected that you guys will make your own decisions, not try to coddle me. That's not my intent. My intent is to make my own decision and live with it going forward, not to follow somebody else's decision that I disagree with and have to live with that.
I understand. Just understand that you won't always be followed.
Torrent's gonna shrug. I feel like the time for conversation is over. It's time to get moving.
Yeah, Shistia steps in and she says, I understand that the tensions are high, but we have come to a middle ground. She says, if the scepter is unable to be found as a easy way of destruction, or if anybody is unable to destroy it, I will welcome you within my tower. You can guard it with me. That is completely fine with me. I will not cease guarding this scepter.
Then it is agreed.
Great.
She turns to the rest of the party and she says, I'm sorry that this had to come to such tension. I didn't mean for things to come this way.
It is not your fault in any way, shape, or form. That's fine.
I surely did not wish to even be a cause of it. She says, and she motions you back within the tower. She points over to one of the walls, and the wall melts away, and it reveals a large, quite opulent bed chamber that has beds for each of you. She says, please rest. I'm sorry to have caused such division within your group. It was not my intention. And with that, she departs out of the side chamber. And Teak, you can hear her slightly, very softly sniffle and follow after Shistia. And she catches up with her, and as Shistia and Teak leave the chamber, the door seals behind them. You guys are left alone. Of course.
Well, as expected, I'm going to start resting on a short rest.
The throne moves back into place, and the door that was beneath Shistia slowly seals closed. So you guys have access to a bedroom that has beds for every single one of you. And you only want to do a short rest?
Yes.
You don't want to rest until morning? Because a short rest is going to take you until nighttime.
So it's that late afternoon? When you said afternoon, I didn't realize you meant it's like 7th. But even so, it's up to the group to make a decision as a whole. But my opinion is still to rest and go. Going in the dark is not a downside in my mind.
It's a downside to a lot of your party members, though.
And that's why I said it'll be made as a group decision. I'm just putting in my 2 cents.
Personally, I feel we should leave when it's nighttime. I can see in the dark, but I can't speak for everybody, so maybe we should go when it's safest for everybody.
Same. But I mean, I have produced flame and we have torches. So I mean, if light is the only issue that we're having, then I don't see why we can't get around that.
Yep.
Produce flame doesn't really work like that, Devin.
It does create a light,
It
20-foot
does.
radius.
But it's temporary.
But it's a cantrip, so you can keep casting
so
it.
I can keep casting it. It lasts 10 minutes.
And you're gonna be in bear form.
I'm not in bear form. I haven't wild shaped this entire session.
That's half of your offense, is what I'm saying. So, I mean, it'll be a downside. You guys do have torches, which is the upside. But I wouldn't rely on the cantrip to be able to supply enough light for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, you're only doing 10 feet of a radius. And dim light for another 10 feet. So 20 feet is not that big when it comes down to a lot of different things. Torches are good.
If we take a short rest, do I get my spell slots back?
No.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Nor
say...
would you regain your lay on hands.
What's that?
I said you wouldn't get your lay on hands back either.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna say we should probably, before we go hop into this, we should probably, it's not even a light thing, longer rest. But if you guys want to go, because you can see in the dark, that's fine with me.
Well, it looks like it's 3-1, so a long rest it'll be.
Long rest, you guys get all of your spell slots back and everything.
Wait, 3-1. I thought the 3-1 was that we could all see in the dark. He's the only
I'm the one who's out. Like,
No,
we're
but
going.
all of you said you would still prefer to go in the day. Voluble said it first, and then you said I agree. So I assumed you were agreeing with Voluble since he was the second one that spoke.
No. I'm sorry. I was agreeing with. I was agreeing with the fact that most of us can see in the dark.
Yeah, I'm outvoted here.
Form, so.
Torrent's outvoted here. So I'm
well,
in.
No, that would put it at 2-2 because Voluble definitely said he would rather go during the day.
All of our spells.
But if most of us would rather go to rather stay, or if the two of you have a distinct reason that you want to stay, then we'll stay. It's not that big a deal. That's another 8 hours of wasted time in my mind.
Right.
But if you want to make sure you're at full capacity, that's understandable as well.
Well, I mean, how many times can you shift at this point? Wouldn't it be smart to make sure that you're fully prepared for it?
Twice. We can short rest. Same as I can if we take a long rest.
He'll get his charges back.
Yeah, but maybe we're biased because we're druids. We basically.
Well, I am still down 2 spell slots, but I don't consider that to be an overly large deal. But
yeah,
I have 0. So.
Okay, then we'll take a rest. I'll take this opportunity to conjure more berries.
All right. Yeah, so you guys are able to settle down into your sorted beds, and there's a large fireplace. So the beds are separated, 3 to each side of this giant fireplace, and it's roaring, and the fire inside of it is very, very warm and inviting. So you're able to settle down and get a nice night's rest. Waking up in the morning, you come out to Shistia and Teak both setting plates of food onto a large table. Teak, or not Teak, but Shistia snaps her fingers and numerous pillows materialize along the ground of the chamber. She notices you guys kind of wake and start coming out. She says, "Oh, morning."
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
She says, "We'll be preparing food if you wish to eat before you leave. That's great. If not, I can send you on your way right now."
You guys want to?
I'm prepared either way. If these guys wish to eat, then let them be about it. Otherwise, I'm ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
Same here.
I'll grab a light snack.
Okay. So, you guys relay the information over to Shistia, and she says, "Okay, very well." In the middle of the chamber, she motions for each of you to come stand next to her, and she holds out her hands.
I will walk up and grab a hand.
Yeah, we're committed now.
Yeah.
Teak, though still somewhat hurt, she looks over and she says, "I wish you guys all the best." And with that, you feel magic swirling around you, and suddenly you feel like your body has been disconnected from your senses. Then suddenly it comes back, and you're standing in the chilling tundra, surrounded by trees, and you hear howling off in the distance, like wind blowing through the forest. Shistia says, "I hope that everything goes well." And with that, she disappears, and you guys are left alone. It's now very early morning. The sun has just started popping up over the mountains, and the weather is fairly clear.
I'm going to use terrain and the sun and try to assess exactly where I believe us to be, or at least as close as I can.
So looking at the different signs, you're able to deduct that you're about a day away from the village, towards the tower. You're able to tell that you're south. Beyond that, you're unable to tell it.
And do I know what should be in the direction that we're planning to go? Based on basic geography, like is there a mountain range over there? Is there an ocean, or what is in that typical direction?
Towards the south?
Yeah, if that's the direction you said we're supposed to be going. Yep.
Yes. So she said that there is a tower within a mountain, and there is like a swirling sphere of weather around the mountain. So you should be able to, well, actually from here, you guys are up on a fairly high peak, so you're able to see like the beginning of this strange-looking sphere. Since the weather is so clear right now, it stands out. Looks to be about a half a day journey.
I'm gonna send my snake up into the air, not too high, but high enough to see ahead a good bit, and ask that he come and warn us if we see anything we should be aware of.
Your snake rises into the sky, peers down, looking around. You see it circle a couple times, and it falls back down to you. Your connection through it, it says, "Nothing here."
Okay, do we press on?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we have anything else to do here. Might as well go and get it done.
Let's go.
Yep.
Alrighty. Then there is where we are going to call it an end to the session. About a
Yay.
3-hour long session. Not bad. Well played, guys. Things definitely didn't go as I planned. Oh my gosh. That
When do
was
they
so
ever?
sad.
Damn bears.
That's all I'm saying right now. Usually it isn't Katarian. You guys get, let me add up your experience.
We are done, right?
Yes.
Good. What my mod said, I play chaotic neutral so I can kill characters like that.
Dude. Like, oh my gosh.
I will say, I'm actually happy with the group RP that seems to be forming all of a sudden. Out game, Johnny and I was actually pretty happy with that back and forth. In game, of course, Volleyball was pissed, but you know.
That was great.
Nobody here really takes things personally, which is nice. Unless, yeah. But, yeah, for the most part, nobody here is going to be upset or take things personally. If you guys ever do, I'm kicking you out of my campaign.
Woo.
Because I don't want people to hate each other. You know, you guys are all a bunch of cool people. Last thing I want to do is have that changed in any sort of way. So, you guys each
Well,
gain...
I would personally like to express my grievances against Johnny for ruining Kim. No, I'm kidding.
I will say, freaking Katarian hurt the shit out of Teak. Oh my gosh. She feels so bad now.
Yeah, you know, if she would feel that bad after she just met somebody, then there ain't nothing I can do to help that poor girl.
She liked you, though. You were the dancing bear.
Oh, you know, just because she likes me don't mean I gotta be nice to her all the time.
Man.
I wasn't mean, I just
Pimp-
called it like it is.
Pimp hand is strong.
Right? Right?
Yo, there's
All
nothing
right.
out here but bitches and hoes. Whatever. I'm a dancing bear. Sup?
You guys got 500 experience each.
Bam. Level 5.
Bam.
Just barely.